sure to check out Ageless Geeks for your figures and collectibles. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nations SH Figuarts Infinity War Rocket Raccoon. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at this baby-sized Figuarts box. So we do get a basic looking style box when it comes to the SH Figuarts Infinity War line. Just this box here for Rocket is very tiny, as you can see. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box, and on the window in gold does say Rocket Raccoon, and I believe that is the Guardians of the Galaxy symbol. On the top here says SH Figuarts. Then on the bottom we do get the Tamashii Nations quality sticker and image of Rocket, says Marvel Adventures Infinity War, Tamashii Nations, and Bandai. And then here is the bottom of the box with the barcode and blobby plus, so if nobody cares about it. Then here is the top of the box, and then the one side of it with an image of the figure there. Then here is the other side of the box, and the back of it to show a couple poses you can get the figure into, along with most of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure, but to take a closer look at this character who for some reason always wants to take people's prosthetic limbs. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and even though this is the exact same Rocket Raccoon figure we got before from Tamashii Nations, they still did a nice job with it. One thing though, since it's a complete reuse pretty much with just one different accessory and a few accessories not included with this one, this figure should have been a lot cheaper compared to what his retail price is, which is a bit disappointing, but I mean, what can you do, you know? But the paint sculpt I think turned out fantastic throughout the entire figure. I like the sculpt of the fur. The face, definitely my favorite part. I think they did an awesome job capturing the likeness of a raccoon or Rocket Raccoon here. One thing I do wish they added was some shading, either on the blue suit and especially like maybe a wash or something on his fur, on his arms and his legs. They should have at least added that, you know what I mean? But I mean, the paint's nice and clean all throughout his suit there. They did add a little bit of like white or beige on the arms, not too much though. There's not too much on this side. There's a little more on that side though, but you can't really see it too much, you know what I mean? The torso I think looks great. This is one of my favorite parts about the figure, the jetpack I believe this is. I think that turned out really nice. The tail is a separate piece that you do have to peg on. It is connected with a ball peg so you can articulate it around, but the tail I think turned out really nice. They did put the stripes all throughout it as well, but they could have added like a wash on it, you know. The lower portion here, the legs, nice sculpt and paint all throughout it. The feet turned out pretty good too. And there's the bottom. Not much going on. So overall, even though it's a complete reuse, it's still a good figure. I loved the Volume 2 Guardians of the Galaxy Rocket Raccoon, and I love this one as well. Just wish they would have made the figure a lot cheaper, since they saved a bunch of money giving us the same damn figure that we got the first time around. But anyway, let's continue on. And I forgot to mention, for anybody who is curious, he is included with a stand, but Rocket can definitely stand on his own if you balance him out correctly. Moving on to the accessories, we don't get as much as we did with the other Rocket, but we do get a much larger gun this time. So what we do get a miniature stand for Rocket here, same one that we got with the last figure, and we do have the base, the arm, and the clamp, and only one side of the clamp does move, so don't try to move the other side because you will end up breaking it. And it does have the basic stand articulation, so we do get that, and then we do get 3 interchangeable heads or faces. And starting on the left here, we do get the basic looking face, and these are all the same facial expressions we got with the last Rocket Raccoon. Then in the middle here, we do get the angry teeth gritted face, which is one of my favorites, or you could call it the smiling face, which is the one that does come on the figure out of the packaging. And then finally we get my personal favorite, which is the open mouth face, and this one, just all of them turned out incredible. Really great job by Tamashii Nations on all the alternate heads, and it's very simple to swap them out. I'm going to show you how to do it right now. And swapping the heads, they are just connected to a ball peg, so when you want to swap it out, just pull up, it pops right off. Take the new alternate head here and then just pop that on, as simple as that. So we do get those 3 interchangeable heads or faces. And then we also get his badass gun, and this is the reason why I decided to switch and get this Rocket Raccoon instead of keeping my Guardians of the Galaxy one. This gun just looks beautiful. The paint, fantastic, and the sculpt just looks sick all throughout it. I just love the way this turned out. This is so damn cool looking. Then we do have the little strap up here, which you can remove. It's just pegged in. And sometimes it could be really annoying getting Rocket to like rip onto this and with the strap on, because the strap constantly comes off. But we get some nice sculpt, and I do like the paint on the strap as well. But really, really cool looking gun. Definitely the best accessory with this figure. So we do get that. And then we finally get 8 alternate hands. And starting on the top right here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which do come on the figure out of the packaging. And all the hands are pretty simple to swap out. I haven't had any issues with this Rocket or the previous Rocket when it comes to switching the hands. I wouldn't worry about the wrist peg breaking or anything like that. I know it is really tiny, but I wouldn't really worry too much about it. So we do get the fists, then we do get some open resting type hands, then we do get some gripping hands, which are meant for him to hold on to the gun, and then finally we get some open finger clenching type hands, and we get some very nice sculpt throughout all 8 hands. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with Rocket Raccoon. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Rocket to the very top of his raccoon ears, it looks like he's a little bit over 3 inches tall. And then here he is compared to a couple other shorter characters in his Guardians of the Galaxy family. The SH Figuarts Krillin, a Cyberman, the Super Saiyan Gotenks, the Guardians of the Galaxy Star-Lord, with Baby Groot on his shoulder, and the Marvel Legends Evolution of Groot. And then here he is compared to a bunch of the other SH Figuarts MCU figures. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectible Smoke, the SH Figuarts Sage Mode Naruto, the Mifex Tactical Suit Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and since it is the same figure, we get the same exact movement that we got with the previous Rocket Raccoon, and he doesn't have the best articulation, but for him being this small, I think Tamashii Nations really worked in the articulation very well on this figure. So we do have 2 joints at the neck here. The upper neck joint, you can get Rocket to look up a pretty good amount, not too bad. Does look down pretty good with the upper neck there. Pretty much looks straight ahead though. Decent pivot, and then it does swivel. The lower neck joint goes forward and back a pretty good amount, so combining both joints you can get him to look down really well with the upper and lower neck there. Then combining both joints, getting him to look up. He really doesn't look up too much more, just a little bit. Pretty good pivot at the lower neck, and then it does swivel as well, so you do get some nice articulation combining both joints. When I got the figure out of the package though, it looks like he has like a random scratch there, or like a piece of hair was glued on, but I think it's a random scratch on his neck, which is a bit odd. Now the torso here, we do have a joint at the torso right under the chest, and Rocket can crunch forward a pretty good amount with that joint. It doesn't go back too much because it gets hindered by the jetpack, as you can see. Tiny bit of pivot at the torso there, and then it does swivel. The waist here goes forward and back much better, so combining both joints you can get them to crunch forward really well, and you can't really get them to go back any further because the jetpack does hinder it. You get much better pivot at the waist, and then it does swivel as well, so pretty good movement combining both those joints there. Then the arms here, we do have like a butterfly joint, so you can there's an issue I do have with the figure that I didn't have with the other Rocket Raccoon. His arms pop out of the joints so easily, and his right leg pops out as well. I didn't have that issue before with my other Rocket Raccoon, but you can get his arms to pretty much crisscross. See, the arm popped off again. Like, what the hell is that all about? You do get a nice circular motion out of the arm, and if you want the arms to go out to the side, you do have to tuck the arm under the sleeve on the shoulder right there to get the arm to go out. And it does go out a little less than 90 degrees, which really isn't too bad. They do go up and down. We don't have true bicep swivel. It is built into the arm, so it does swivel there. We do have a single jointed elbow that bends in all the way, which is really good. Then it can swivel at the elbow as well. Then we do have a very tiny ball hinge on the wrist, so it does swivel and hinges back and forth. Be very careful with those wrist joints. Now the tail here is on a ball peg, so you can move it around a little bit, and it does swivel also. Then the legs here, you can get Rocket to kick forward almost 90 degrees, which is pretty good. Goes to the back a tiny bit, and he can cannot Jean-Claude Van Damme it, but is pretty damn close. Then we do get the upper thigh swivel up there. We do have single jointed knees that bend back all the way, so that is awesome. The joint does swivel where it connects into the thigh, and it does where it connects into the lower leg. Now the ankles here are on a very tiny ball peg, so they do swivel. They really don't hinge up and down much, as you can see right there, and then you really don't get ankle pivot with the figure either. As you can see, very, very minimal pivot, and then you do get a tiny toe hinge, and mine is stuck. I'm not going to bother moving it. I'll just show you on this one. I mean, the ankles, I'm not too fond of. I feel like they could have done something better, but I guess they did the best they could with the ankle articulation. But overall, for this figure being this tiny, Tamashii Nations did definitely work in the articulation pretty damn good, and you'll be able to put them in some decent Rocket Raccoon type poses, and I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the SH Figuarts Infinity War Rocket Raccoon. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give it a 7.5. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did get mine from Agelessgeeks, so you can head over to their website at agelessgeeks.com, or I would recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. So let's get into it right away and take a close look. And this one is just very, very tiny. So we do get a and then we do get the Guardians of the Galaxy symbol, I believe. And then over here on the front of the box and on the window in gold does say Rocket Raccoon. Damn it. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box, and on the window in gold does say Rocket Raccoon. And damn it, man, why do I keep messing up? Rocket Raccoon figure. We do we got with the previous Racket. Damn it, why do I keep saying Racket? I think I'm combining Rocket and Raccoon, and then out comes Racket. And for anybody who is curious, I forgot to mention that Rocket